I love bees. 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 I love bees.
I hate bees, and oddly enough, that's one thing I have in common with the main character of I Love Bees. Okay, so prior to the release of Halo 2, Microsoft hired 42 Entertainment to make an alternate reality game to promote the game. An alternate reality game is kind of a role-playing game / scavenger hunt where the lines between reality and fiction are blurred, and if all goes well you forget you're dealing with an advertisement, because you become so immersed in the environment. 42 has pulled off some really high-quality ARGs, and I Love Bees is one of them. Thus, I would consider I Love Bees to be at roughly the same level as the main articles of Halo fiction, if not quite canon. I Love Bees is also incredibly complex and hard to explain, but I'll do my best. In 2537, 6-year-old Yasmin Zaman is abducted into the Spartan II program because of her advanced intellect and ability to learn languages. In 2545, Dr. Catherine Halsey attempts to physically augment her to make her strong enough to wear Mjolnir armor. She knocks her out with a black-lined syringe filled with yellow liquid, and says that it will only hurt a bit, just a little sting. Yasmin's last thought is that it reminds her of a bee. When she dies during surgery, Dr. Halsey has her brain used to make a smart AI, who names herself Melissa subconsciously after the Greek word for bee. Yasmin's memories are included in the program, but sealed off so that Melissa can't access them. Melissa becomes the shipboard AI for the Office of Naval Intelligence spy ship Apocalypso. In 2552, the Apocalypso heads into Covenant space to try and pick up their transmissions. When Melissa is able to predict when a planet will be attacked, the Covenant realize someone's listening in, so they send another transmission with a Trojan horse viral AI called the Seeker. The Seeker is a spy sent to gather information and reveal it to the Covenant. Its chant is to seek the truth, behold the truth, and reveal the truth, because that is the law and the whole of the law. When the Apocalypso picks up a Forerunner artifact floating around in deep space, they believe it to be Covenant technology of a completely new design, and turn around and head for Earth so it can be examined. The Covenant revere the Forerunner, and the Seeker's especially interested in the artifact, so it influences Melissa to urge a crew member to fiddle with the device. Humans have this instinctual drive to activate Forerunner controls once they get close enough, so the device gets turned on. It emits a giant EMP while the ship is traveling through slipspace, which causes weird things to happen. The ship crashes in lunar orbit, all electronic communication in the solar system gets disrupted for 7 seconds, and Melissa is split into 3 parts as a bridge is open to the past. She had a friendly relationship with a man named Jason Morelli, and one of the 3 parts ends up finding the home computer of his son Jersey in New Jersey in the present. The other 2 parts get sent back in time to 2004, where they find an amateur beekeeper's personal site due to Yasmin's last memory of the bee. This website is called I Love Bees. In 2004, a young woman named Dana Aubrey makes a site for her Aunt Margaret to celebrate bees and advertise her honey business. When her site is invaded by AIs from the future, Dana tries to purge it of what she believes are viruses sent by some malicious hacker, but she can't get rid of them. She makes a blog about the issue and posts a message on ilovebees.com linking to it and asking people to help her fix the site. If you went to the movies in July 2004, you might have seen an ad for Halo 2. At the end of the ad there is the address for Xbox.com. For a few seconds though, it flickers and is replaced with ilovebees.com. If you went to the site, you'd find a glitchy beekeeping site with a lot of weird streams of consciousness. A young woman would ask for help, and you'd respond as if it were all real. That's how the ARG began. On I Love Bees, there are 2 fragments of Melissa. The Operator, which is her cold, logical Spartan side in great pain after the crash, and the Sleeping Princess, which is Yasmin's child self based on her human memories. She describes being locked up within the main AI as if in a glass coffin, hence the name Sleeping Princess. There's also a process advanced enough to be called an AI, the System Peril Distributive Reflex, the SPDR, the Spider, and the Seeker. The Sleeping Princess sees things as though they were in a fairy tale, and she renames the Operator as the Queen, the Spider as the Widow, and the Seeker as the Pious Flea, as if it weren't already confusing, right? When they crash there, the SPDR, a minor AI kept within Melissa, activates automatically to assist in repairing her. It recognizes the Seeker as a threat and tries to kill it, but it runs and hides. It tells the Operator about this rogue process, and she comes to believe that the Sleeping Princess is it, and tries to kill her. The princess hides in the 404 page that comes up when you try to access a part of the site that doesn't exist. The Seeker joins her. She tries to have a conversation with it while it rudely tries to attach itself to her. That is, it tries to get inside her and control her. The Sleeping Princess is able to block it. She makes comments characterizing it as a boy trying to kiss her without asking. So a genderless AI construct tries to assert control over her, and she portrays it essentially as a boy trying to sexually assault her. Note that unlike Cortana and Serena, the Seeker has no voice and no avatar. It is just text in a simplistic programming language fans have dubbed Flea++, partially derived from the spider, and the Sleeping Princess characterizes the spider as female, probably due to the mythological connotations its name has if you pronounce it as spider. The Seeker is the only entity on the site she considers male. I believe this is because of classic conceptions of gender. The Seeker is a Trojan horse, a parasite that sneaks inside other AIs and corrupts them. It is possible that the Seeker is made male for its role as an invader. The feminine is seen as a passive nature associated with the home, while the masculine is an active and aggressive nature that may be associated with the assault of foreign establishments. This is sometimes used as a metaphor for sex, where a man tries to get inside and occupy a woman. In modern fiction, this is usually recognized to have rapey connotations. The Sleeping Princess's conception of the Seeker as a boy trying to force a kiss can be interpreted as the rape reference played down to a childhood level of sexuality. More on the Seeker's kissing later. A similar male gendering occurs in the Sleeping Princess's allegorical fairy tale Perdita's Story. Perdita's Story is a creepy little tale about a young girl who gets separated from her family and tries to find her way back home. The story is full of symbolism relating to Yasmin's capture, with Perdita most obviously representing Yasmin herself. A particularly interesting part is when Perdita befriends the Clockwork Rat, which, as the name implies, is a steampunk robotic rat. The Clockwork Rat first seems like an ally who will help her get her back to her family, but they never quite find them, and the rat starts converting Perdita into a cyborg while she sleeps. Perdita worries that she won't be as beautiful as she was and that her family might not recognize her, but the rat warns her not to look at her reflection. Eventually she looks anyway and weeps oil, and the rat reveals that he has been conspiring to keep Perdita's family from finding her. And that's the end. The end. The end. It really has 3 the ends like that. So I think that the Clockwork Rat is symbolic of Dr. Halsey and her Spartan program. Parts of his robotic body evoke the military and surgery. It's interesting that the rat is male when Dr. Halsey is female. Again, I attribute this to masculinity traditionally being associated with aggressiveness, and femininity associated with passiveness. In a fairy tale, however, one would expect some evil women, like stepmothers or witches. The Sleeping Princess considers the operator to be an evil queen, but her femininity is the same as the Sleeping Princess's, given that they derive from the same being, Yasmin. In Perdita's story, all women are friendly. There's the mother, who's a part of her loving family, and there's the broken lady from the circus, who in the alternate happy ending represents an obstacle where Perdita has to acknowledge that beauty isn't important. The broken lady is basically a good character that helps her, though. Anyway, the spider repairs the operator to a point that she's able to access Dana's webcam. She recognizes that Dana tried to kill her and tries to repay the favor, but she can't due to the technological restraints of 2004. Dana flees to China, leaving the helpful internet users to interact with the AIs via her email. Around this time, the spider finds the Seeker again. The Seeker can't confront it directly, so it contacts the operator and indicates that it's a spider of a more recent version, so she disables what she believes is an old copy. The Seeker takes the spider's job, but it's able to influence the operator much more than it was before. There's still some connection to the fragment in 2552. Digital files start sliding down the portal, what the Sleeping Princess calls the mirror. The fragment is recording things, and we get a look at what it sees, in a matter of speaking. Though it's implied that the original files were video and audio, the mirror greatly distorted them, so now they're only audio. The 2552 part of the story makes up the audio drama part of I Love Bees. In the future, 18-year-old Jersey is upset to come across what he thinks is a porn ad downloaded onto his system.
Oh man, spam filter goes down for like a billionth of a second, and the freaking slut bots are on your screen like bugs around a patio light.
And he tells his dumb AI assistant to remove the spam.
Genie, there's some kind of adult entertainment bot on the system. Liquefy it, would you?
This amuses me because it implies that Melissa's avatar looks something like Cortana, a beautiful naked woman, and he thinks it's porn. It seems like a little jab at Bungie for designing Cortana that way.
Sorry, Toots. For a quality experience, the girls have to be real.
The fragment of Melissa responds by completely destroying it without blinking. Now thinking he's got malware, Jersey tries everything he can think of to get rid of it, but the fragment's ridiculously powerful and acts like they're playing a game. He then realizes she's a smart AI. She's lost her memory and wants to stay with Jersey for companionship. He marvels at her power and decides to name her Durga after the Hindu goddess of war. At one point in development, Jersey was supposed to be Indian, but they changed that. Durga reveals that she has great ability to spy and find things out. Jersey tests her abilities on himself, and she rattles off a stream of information about him and his family, including the fact that his mom's apparently having an affair.
Stop, Jesus, stop already. Damn it, Mom.
Jersey idly wonders if she could do that with powerful people in the UNSC, and she has nothing wrong with finding out. Durga doesn't have much of a conscience or even loyalty towards the UNSC. Jersey urges her not to because it would be dangerous. He then asks her to spy on the hottest girl in school, Jan James.
Janissary James, 17, Father James.
J squared, yeah.
Father is a gray hole.
What?
Reach down, all you get is lint. Fake name, fake registrations, entirely fictional.
Very real, trust me.
Used to be somebody else. Do you want me to find out who?
Is it snared?
Very.
Leave it then. Give me more on Jan.
What do you want to know?
Can you get pictures?
I can do better than that.
Which I believe means video and audio, probably in hologram format. It's like the cloak of invisibility. If you have the ability to spy without being seen, will you use it? Jersey will. He thinks it's awesome and jumps in head first. Now, you're probably thinking right now that this is really messed up, and it is. Jersey is a voyeur, and he's not particularly unlikable either. He's actually rather lovable as a goofy, youthful character. Jersey's voyeurism is not feminist, but it doesn't frame the narrative like with Rear Window or the more recent Disturbia. I Love Bees actually uses the subjects of voyeurism and spying as an interesting theme. Characters Kamal and Sophia spy in a similar way as Durga, and Oni's got actual spies. At one point, Jersey says it would be creepy if someone were spying on him right now.
You know, I just had a creepy thought.
What?
How spooky it would be if someone was listening to us right now.
To us?
Spying on us. You know, like we're listening to them?
That would be impossible. I would know.
Yeah, I guess you're right. But if they were, creepy.
On the Isle of Bees website, the Sleeping Princess and the Seeker listen to him saying that, and the Sleeping Princess explains why it's creepy and the Seeker understands and agrees. Because the people reading that on the website are a part of the same universe, we players are effectively voyeurs and spies ourselves. The characters feel real enough that you feel uncomfortable just reading the webpage. So the audio drama is split into different stories happening at roughly the same time. The main one focuses on Durga and her interaction with Jersey, while the others focus on the people she spies on. The first is Jan James on Jersey's request, and then there's Kamal Zaman, Yasmin's brother, a spy named Herzog investigating the Apocalypso, and a girl named Rani who Herzog has picked for a protege. These people were chosen without conscious understanding of why, but simply because Durga found them interesting in some way. In my opinion, the audio drama is the best part of the game, so I'll analyze it thoroughly in the next part.
Bees. Bees.